Hello. Happy Thursday morning. So, question of the day. So, yesterday I did ask a nice question. This is a follow up for it. So, yesterday I said, in a perfect world, what would you be doing? Easy question. You know what you're passionate about. You know what you would be doing if things was perfect. So, the follow up question to that. What's stopping you? What's stopping you? I think that's a really interesting and easy, well, it could be an easy question, then it could be kind of tricky for some people. So, in I guess my case, let's start on my path. So, you would probably be like, okay, yesterday you said you want to be like Walt Disney and you want to have like these grand studios and amusement parks and the whole gig like Walt Disney in that sense. So, what's stopping me from accomplishing that? Well, obviously, to reach that level of status, um, it requires a lot of time and a lot of money. And I'm not, I guess, that patient, especially in these latter years of my life. And, if you're looking at it, I'm 40 years old, and you can see it in my beard. My beard is gray. So, I'm just at a point in my life, I need to make a shake. I got to make a move because I have real bills. I have, I don't have a car payment, but I do have a house with a bunch of little mini bills within the house. I have a very adventurous wife, I would say. She likes to travel. She likes to do a lot of things. I like to travel. I have to go see family that don't live nearby. I have to get on a plane to see my family. She just get in the car and drive and, pay gas. So I guess what's stopping me from accomplishing my dreams is I really don't have a lot of patience for the stuff that I want to do, because even though I'm passionate about it and I do it for free, I'm not that passionate to do it and not make any money for it. So I've delved in my dreams in different facets. I've tried to call myself trying to do web comics. I've tried my hand in just I guess I would say well, you know what? To be honest with you, I'll take it back. I really, really haven't just got into the whole graphic design art, Walt Disney shit like heavy, because I have a different passion these days. I like to write, so I'm more of a writer than I am a artist, sketch artist, and all of that stuff. Now, that's not to say that I couldn't get back into it, but I feel like with technology these days, I could do that kind of stuff. AI makes it a little easier to do these things, but all of this requires having extra money to correlate a lot of this stuff. So with that being said, I don't really have time for all the shenanigans, I guess, to do my passion. I have more time to do this because this is an easy flow. And I feel like the more I make with this and the better I get at content creation in this facet, all that stuff will start falling in place where I can kind of like introduce, my audience to my graphic design side. So that's where I'm at with that. I don't mean to be long-winded about it, but you're getting my drift. So it's really that I have my passion to do that in the perfect world, but my perfect world has, or I guess in my perfect world would be more having more time, more free, free hand space to just be creative and not have to worry about, hey, I gotta fund my bills for my household, because I just feel like my job don't make me enough money to, supply my expenses and my livelihood. So with that being said, that's kind of what's holding me up, and it's it's complex, but it's not. It's really simple. If I were to really like look at the times that we're in, I could really do my dream if I was really passionate about doing it and not feeling like something would be keeping. I guess my regular life is a little bit more extensive for me to be sitting around trying to call myself be creative and put together a cartoon and ideas like that, comics and all of that stuff. I don't have that kind of, I guess I would say I don't have that kind of time. So if I were just being realistic. Now, going back to you guys in the audience, what's holding you up? So let's just say somebody say, hey, Terrell, I want to be, or in a perfect world, I would be, I don't know, a restaurant owner. Okay. What's stopping you from owning your own restaurant? The money, the money aspect of it. I don't have X amount of money to, start, build a brick and mortar place to, do it. Well, you don't necessarily have to build a brick and mortar place. You could actually lease some property. First of all, it's just about starting your business. Then it's about having, getting, your LLC, maybe applying for a business loan. I almost feel like for those kind of things, getting loans are a little easier. I think with my business, and my business was wrapped around that idea I just gave you earlier about the whole graphic design and stuff. That's a little tricky because there wasn't really I didn't have no foundation, I guess I would say. I didn't have a foundation of which I would want to start to say, okay, I'm going to make X amount of money in this amount of time. And so I just didn't see it. So I guess it was hard for me to apply for a loan. I mean, I've looked into business credit. I've tried it, and I've kind of, I guess I would say I kind of messed it up a little bit. So yeah, I guess it's just to say like, these could be excuses. They really could be excuses, but in the days that we're living in right now, it would almost be little to no excuse for you to not do the things that you want to do. To start a brick and mortar, honestly, and I'm saying a brick and mortar restaurant, say like I said, you want to start your own restaurant or whatever. I really feel like that's easy. You just got to get around the right people, talk to some business owners, that's in your local neighborhood, and to say, hey, I'm trying to start something similar to what you're doing. How do I go about that? I mean, I've networked with people, but I've never networked with anybody in the mindset of me wanting to be a graphic designer. Maybe online I've seen people do it, but they seem like they're way more advanced, and it's hard to kind of like start at the bottom and then talk to somebody that's, I guess, online that's more advanced than you and trying to keep up mentally with what they're doing, because it's a little more. I'd rather talk to somebody that's like literally right in my neighborhood and like lock in, grab them and say, hey, help me with this. But that's the question of the day. So again, recap. Question of the day. Okay, the question initially, the part one of the question was, in a perfect world, what would you be doing? What is it that drives you, and what is your passion? What is your purpose? And then in the second question for today is, how would you go about, what's stopping you from going about that dream? Because realistically speaking, there is nothing really holding you back if you really were passionate about it. Now, if it's some external force in the sense of, okay, I want to be a star athlete, however, I have broke knees, shot knees, whatever, I'm 200 pounds and, that might be holding you. Yeah, and I say 200 pounds, I don't mean it like that. I guess I'm saying like overweight, like in a sense, like you're overweight and stuff, and you're not in the prime shape. Now, the thing about it, if you really care to be a star athlete, like a football player or a basketball player, it's just about you going after it as hard as you can, talking to the people you need to talk to about going into the league, And I mean, I'm sure as long as you're not at the age cutoff, you should be able to do that. And it's about getting in shape. If you're really passionate about it. Now, in a perfect world, I would be in shape. I mean, yeah, in a perfect world, we all have what we want, but it's not the perfect world. You have to strive for these things. So, that's it. That's the question of the day. I didn't mean to run it over a little longer, but let me know what you think. Like, comment, sub me. Let me know, and yeah, and that's let me know what your blockage for not doing what you want to do, because realistically, if you want to do something in these days and these times with technology, AI, you should be able to do it. So it's not a lot of excuses. Everybody's running out of excuses out here. There's no excuses. So I would just say, ask ChatGPT. I want to do this. I want to do that. How do I go about doing it? I'm sure ChatGPT would get on you and let you know. But that's it. That's my time. Hope you guys are having a good Thursday, and I will talk to you guys on the next video. Peace.